In front of 21 other grade 4 students, I asked the priest at my church, "Why can't girls be priests?" He looked directly at me, smirked, and said, "I knew you would ask me that question." At the time, I didn't quite understand his comment, but today it makes a lot of sense considering that not only am I often called a feminazi, but I've been known to fuck women. When people ask me what God looks like, I tell them she's probably a lady. As I've grown older, I imagine her as a hot butch dyke on a motorcycle because I figure that God would not only be badass, but also fuckable. Last time a friend found out I was religious, she called me stupid, as if the only book I had ever read had been a Bible. Little does she know that Genesis is pretty much fan fiction. I had a girlfriend whose ex-fiance hated me because I was queer and believed in God. I guess she thought that the only time I should be on my knees is to eat pussy rather than pray. She hasn't been the only queer to think that crosses shouldn't come in rainbow, but if it doesn't make sense that a queer would trust in God, then why am I still alive? Tell me why the only thing that saved me when I was in the darkest space any house could ever build was closing my eyes and begging for self-acceptance. Tell me why the only reason why I still stand here in front of you is because I was given the strength to be who I am. Explain to me this fucked up contradiction. Tell me why you beg for people to accept who you love, but you won't let me love God. My mom told me once about the Pope who cross-dressed her whole life and became Pope without anybody knowing she wasn't a man. My mother called her Pope Joan, but explained that the church calls her a lie. I wonder what Pope Joan would tell me if she would paint her Pope hat rainbow to prove to me that it was okay to love women and love God at the same time. If I could ask God anything, I wouldn't ask her if I was going to heaven, and I wouldn't ask her for the meaning of life, because I don't believe that a God would ever let herself become all-powerful. Power makes people evil, but God is the absence of hate. All I would ask her is if I could take her out for dinner, because who can resist a hot butch dyke on a motorcycle?